The liar paradox. This paradox arises when a statement claims its own falsehood. For example, consider the statement, "This statement is false." If it's true, then it must be false. But if it's false, then it must be true. This creates a loop with no clear resolution. The Barber Paradox. Imagine a town with a rule that states the barber must shave all, and only those men who do not shave themselves. The question then arises, who shaves the barber? If he shaves himself, then he shouldn't, according to the rule. But if he doesn't shave himself, then he must, again according to the rule. The ship of Theseus. This paradox raises questions about identity and change. If every part of a ship is replaced over time, is it still the same ship? If not, at what point did it become a different ship? This leads to philosophical debates about the nature of identity and continuity. The Grandfather Paradox. This paradox is often discussed in time travel scenarios. If you were to go back in time and prevent your grandparents from meeting, thus preventing your own birth, how could you exist to travel back in time in the first place? It creates a contradiction in the cause and effect sequence. Zeno's paradoxes. Zeno of Elea proposed several paradoxes related to motion. One of the most famous is the Dichotomy Paradox, which suggests that in order to reach a destination, you must first reach the halfway point, then the halfway point of that, and so on. Therefore, motion seems impossible as you would need to complete an infinite number of tasks. The Sorites Paradox. Also known as the paradox of the heap. It questions how many grains of sand can be removed from a heap before it's no longer considered a heap. If you remove one grain, it's still a heap. But if you continue removing grains one by one, at what point does it cease to be a heap? The unexpected hanging paradox. In this paradox, a prisoner is told that they will be hanged at noon on one weekday of the following week. But the day of the hanging will be a surprise. The prisoner reasons that the hanging cannot occur on Friday, as it would not be a surprise. However, when the hanging occurs on Thursday, it is also not a surprise because the prisoner would expect it on Friday. This creates a logical conundrum. The twin paradox. A concept from special relativity. This paradox deals with the apparent contradiction between the time experienced by two twins, when one travels at relativistic speeds and the other stays on Earth. According to the theory of relativity, the twin who travels near the speed of light will experience less time passing, leading to the paradoxical situation where one twin ages less than the other. The paradox of choice. This paradox, discussed in psychology and economics, suggests that while having more options theoretically allows for greater freedom and autonomy, it can also lead to anxiety, decision paralysis, and dissatisfaction. The paradox lies in the fact that more choices don't necessarily result in better outcomes or increased happiness. The Fermi Paradox. Named after physicist Enrico Fermi, this paradox questions the apparent contradiction between the high probability of the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations and the lack of evidence for or contact with such civilizations. With billions of stars in the galaxy similar to our Sun, many of which have Earth-like planets, why haven't we detected any signs of intelligent alien life? The chicken or the egg paradox. This age-old question asks which came first, the chicken or the egg. If chickens come from eggs, then where did the first egg come from? But if eggs come from chickens, then where did the first chicken come from? It's a circular dilemma without a clear answer. The Omnipotence Paradox. This paradox challenges the concept of omnipotence, all-powerfulness, often applied to discussions about the nature of God. Can an omnipotent being create a task so difficult that even they cannot accomplish it? If they can't, then they're not truly omnipotent. But if they can, then there exists something they cannot do, also contradicting omnipotence. The Bootstrap Paradox. In this paradox, an object or information exists without ever being created. It occurs in time travel scenarios when an object is taken from the future and brought to the past, where it becomes the very object or information that was brought back in time. the origin of the object becomes unclear, as it seems to create itself. The Pinocchio Paradox. This paradox is based on the fictional character Pinocchio, whose nose grows longer when he tells a lie. If Pinocchio were to say, "My nose will grow now," what would happen? If his statement is true, then his nose should grow. But if it grows, then his statement was false, leading to a contradiction. The paradox of value. This economic paradox questions why some things that are essential for life, like water, are relatively cheap, while non-essential items, like diamonds, are expensive. Despite water being crucial for survival, its abundance makes its market value lower than that of scarce items like diamonds. The paradox of plenty. This paradox refers to the phenomenon where countries rich in natural resources, such as oil or minerals, often experience slower economic growth, higher levels of corruption, and greater social unrest compared to countries with fewer natural resources. The paradox lies in the unexpected negative consequences of abundant resources. The Raven Paradox, also known as Hempel's Paradox. It involves a logical problem concerning inductive reasoning. Observing that all ravens are black is logically equivalent to saying all non-black things are non-ravens. Thus, seeing a green apple, a non-black non-raven, somehow provides evidence that all ravens are black, which seems counterintuitive. The Lottery Paradox. This paradox arises from the tension between the high probability of any given lottery ticket losing and the certainty that one ticket will win. It challenges the notion of rational belief. While it's rational to believe that any individual ticket will lose, it's irrational to believe that all tickets will lose. The Crocodile Paradox. In this scenario, a crocodile who has stolen a child promises the parent to return the child if they correctly predict whether the crocodile will return the child. If the parent predicts the child will not be returned, and the crocodile decides to keep the child, it creates a paradox about the fulfillment of promises and predictions. The Monty Hall Problem. A probability puzzle based on a game show scenario, where a contestant must choose between 3 doors, one of which has a prize behind it. After the contestant chooses a door, the host who knows what's behind the doors opens one of the other 2 doors to reveal nothing behind it. The paradox is that switching doors increases the chances of winning from 1/3 to 2/3, which seems counterintuitive to many. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.